Peace and love, beautiful beings here on planet Earth at this time of ascension. This is Layla, chosen goddess. Happy Lionsgate portal. Like, I am so excited to finally be doing another video and posting it here on IG for this Lionsgate portal. And it only makes sense because with the lions being the animal of courageousness, the lion being the energy of following your heart, following your soul, the lion being the energy of knowing who you truly are, tapping into the I am energy. And I am a healer on this planet. I am an oracle, a walking, living oracle of sorts. I am a chosen goddess because I chose to be a goddess here in this lifetime, meaning I am a woman of the divine, a woman of the Most High Creator. I walk, I breathe, I talk the talk, I walk the walk. I live in authenticity to the best of my ability. And if I'm not, I do the inner work so that I can get truly in alignment, I should say, to go with the Lionsgate portal. And today we are tapping into being fully in alignment. So I have pulled some oracle cards for all of you, and I'm really excited to share this with you all. So I just want to show you really quick. I was called to pull from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck because the Divine Feminine is the energy that we're in this age of Aquarius, this new age of awakening. It is the rise of the feminine, not just us women rising. I feel like we are definitely headlining the movement in terms of ascension, in terms of human evolution. However, we're talking about a feminine energy, and we all have that within us. So I want to share really quick the two cards that I pulled, which is Sekhmet, Goddess Sekhmet, and Goddess Lalita. So beautiful. And I also pulled the animal spirit because we are in a Lionsgate portal, and that's headlined. I'm going to keep adding that lion and playing with the words. Anytime I can sneak in a lion in part of a word like alignment or headlined, I'm going to go ahead and do that just to have fun. So because it's the animals, I tapped into the animal spirit. So we have the dragonfly here, and we also have the turtle spirit here, which I'm so excited to share. So let's get into it. Welcome again to the Lionsgate portal. Welcome to these energies of abundance, of knowing that you are an infinite divine being having a human experience, recognizing abundance is everywhere in many forms, not just monetarily. It's in your peace of mind. It's in your love, it's in your happiness. And this portal is a gateway into making sure that we can solidify and embody all of those energies. And I'm really excited that we're all walking through this portal. Anybody watching this video right now, especially in its entirety, your soul was meant to be here. Your soul is meant to evolve. I know that to be true, because when our soul is drawn to truth and our soul is drawn to higher spiritual alignment and higher vibrations, it's only right that we're going to rise and ascend and quantum jump. And if you're not familiar with these terms, it's all good. Your soul knows what I'm talking about. Quantum leap in higher dimensions, just in a nutshell, just think of it as, you are jumping in your experience in life in terms of going from one level of maybe struggle and strife into the next level of happiness and excitement. And this is my son coming in. Come on, say hi, since you want to come in and I would say disturb the video, but you ain't really disturbed. You just want to say hi, cutie. This is my little pumpkin. Say hi. Hi, okay. It's my little sweetheart. He just came to be in the mix. And so if you hear some noise in the background, it's all good. It's my son, and you know what? It's all love. I wouldn't have it any other way to bring in the Lionsgate portal than with my son. He gets to be in these energies with his mama, and we're gonna have amazing, I was gonna say delicious, but let's just go with that, a delicious fire ritual, because it's gonna be tasty to my soul tonight. So we're going to burn and release. I'm going to write on paper. I have some notes here, by the way, as well. I'm going to write on paper tonight all that I'm going to release. I'm also going to do some stargazing and to look at this Sirian constellation that's in the sky, because Sirius is in direct alignment with the sun and with the earth, causing these energies to be amplified today on the 8-8 portal. And so if you're, like I said, if you're not familiar with some of these terminologies, or you're not sure what the Lion's Gate is, do your research, look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look into it. Before I knew what the Lion's Gate was consciously, I did the research. It resonated with me, and I did the research, and the synchronicities since then have been amazing and so profound. And I have to share something with you all really quick before we get into the reading. Like, literally every single Lion's Gate that's been happening for the last 3 years, I've been receiving a large amount of abundance. And I'm talking about financial. And not only financial, but I just want to, since we live in a world of material, and of course that's just the surface level, we're going to talk about that later, because one of the cards talked about getting past all of that illusion. But anyways, I know this portal to be so true, because every single year when I am in the Lion's Gate portal, some magical like shift happens for me, because I do the spiritual work. One thing I know for sure and for a fact in this life is that, you know, we prioritize finances, we prioritize relationships, we prioritize getting attention, validation, all these like superficial, mundane things, right? We prioritize the material, meaning cars, clothes, houses, you name it, right? Nothing wrong with any of that. However, the problem is that is, again, the lowest of the lowest form of abundance. And in some cases, not even abundance at all. But the highest form of abundance for me has always been my spiritual work. And that is really taking care of my soul, making sure my spirit is elevated, is excited, is happy for life, I'm at peace with myself. And again, when I'm not feeling at peace, when I'm not feeling in love with myself, when I'm not feeling in love with life, I do the inner work. I check myself lovingly. I have that compassion. I have that grace. However, I take the hard road. You know what I'm saying? I take the road less traveled. And I make sure that if I have to be alone, I be alone. I make sure that if I have to cry, I cry. I do multiple different meditations. I channel, I work with the oracles, I work with the spirit guides, I work with my angels, I work with my dear soul tribe if I need to, and reach out to them. But I am I just want to let you know that if you don't do anything else in this life, and if you want to reach the higher pyramid of life, and like I said, in this matrix, the pyramid is the money, right? Again, we live in a world of money. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So we're going to make money work for us. We're not working for money. But if you really want to tap into true abundance and true happiness, work on your spirituality. I cannot stress that enough. And I don't want to say stress. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's so, so important to your spiritual growth. And that is why I've been experiencing so much abundance in this Lion's Gate portal. So with all that being said, let's get into the reading. I am so, so excited. So today I'm doing a collective reading, meaning it is an energy, and it's an interpretation, and it's a decoding of these different oracles that I received, 4 of them. And it is for the collective, meaning the totality of the human race. So take what resonates, leave the rest. However, I mean, everything I'm about to say, I don't know how it could not resonate, because it's all love, it's all positive, it's so exciting, it's for your highest good. And sometimes it could be gentle reminders. If you're already here, you're there, whatever. We are all human. We all have room to grow. It's really, really great to have these reminders, and also be able to get clarity on things that, we may have just needed that, right nudge, or we may have needed this particular divine wisdom said in this way for us to finally get it. So I cannot wait for you all, including myself, to go over each card briefly, but also thoroughly, so that way you can integrate the message. And what I do want you all is to not just hear and listen to the message with your ears, but feel it in your soul if it resonates with you. I know it's going to resonate. However, I always leave that up to you. So because it's a free will zone. Nobody's here to control anybody. No one's here to inundate anyone. No one is here to convince anyone of anything. I am just sharing what is on my heart and what Spirit has guided me to do. Because my devotion and my love for life is definitely Spirit led. I'm so excited. So excuse me, I'm just gonna get more comfortable, come more into the camera. I feel like laying on my belly, so I'm gonna do that. Let me fix the camera a little bit. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start in descending order. So I want to start with the dragonfly spirit. So you see here on the dragonfly spirit, it says at the bottom, truth transcends illusion. And this is so timely because the truth of the matter is in this Lionsgate portal, and again, this is not something I want you to have to believe in. If you know, you know. This is for the people who have the eyes to hear, the ear, the heart to feel. And did I say the eyes to hear? That's why I got confused. The eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the heart to feel. So if this Lionsgate portal resonates with you, I'm sure that's why you're here in the first place. But truth transcends illusion. And the truth right now is that we are in a time where the veil is being lifted, meaning that we as a human race are starting to see past the illusions of this reality, this false reality, and realize there's so much more to life. And to realize that we are divinely guided, we are also divinely protected. No matter how, we've always been divinely guided and divinely protected as a collective. And this is for people that are choosing to ascend, meaning you're choosing to spiritually evolve, you're choosing to spiritually grow, you're choosing to follow your heart, you're choosing to tap into your passions, your deep passionate energy. And we're lifting that veil of illusion. So I want to go into some notes really quick about the dragonfly spirit and what I wrote down. So the first one we already talked about, love and support is everywhere. You have to shift your perspective and recognize, even when we're in a situation of turmoil and strife and pain and suffering, there is still love there. And let me tell you why. Because those painful moments of suffering is to lead you back to love. So let's just give a very general example. Like, let's say you're in an abusive relationship, God forbid, however, it's a very common thing. That is a loving response from the universe to tell you that you are out of alignment, for you to get away from this person, for you to start loving yourself and heal those parts of yourself that are attracting you to abuse and manipulation. We're not just talking about physical abuse. It could be mental abuse. It could be emotional abuse. It could be spiritual abuse, especially if it's done in a very covert and hidden manner. So that is a reason why you're going through this tumultuous time, is so that you can come back to love. So love is at the forefront and at the base and the essence of every single thing. And that is the beauty of the universe. That's part of this human experience. We live in a world of duality, but we're able to unify that duality when we realize that nothing is happening to us, everything is happening for us. So that's just something to keep in mind and in heart. The next thing is that, there's a unity consciousness going on with the dragonfly spirit, recognizing that every single thing is unified and is working together. There's an interconnectedness of all things, and nothing happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. Everything is synchronized and in a rhythm, no matter how good, how bad, how ugly it may seem. I'm telling you, that's all a perspective. And it's not to say that some things aren't good or some things aren't bad. It's just that for the higher perspective of everything is working out for the highest good of all. So we can all wake up as humanity. I mean, if you also think about it too, in terms of things that are so-called bad and ugly, they have to happen, right? Sometimes we have to hit rock bottom or go through a breakdown so we can have a breakthrough. And a lot of things give us so much more humility and so much more compassion for others and so much more empathy, not only for others, but for ourselves and for all of life. So it's really, really important that we recognize the interconnectedness of all things. And know that we're also experiencing life beyond our five senses when we can learn to still the mind, and we can learn to let our heart also be a primary form of intelligence for us as well as our third eye. We're also seeing with our first eye, meaning the third eye I was just mentioning, which is really your first eye. We have these eyes to see, but there's a saying where they say, I think it's believe half of what you don't believe nothing of what you see and half of what you hear. And I've always resonated with that, because these eyes can only grasp a certain scope of the electromagnetic spectrum, and that's also a scientific fact as well. And there's also seeing beyond seeing in the physical realm. That's why some people can see spirits, some people can see angels, some people can see things before they even happen, right? It's because they are tapped into their multi-sensory, multi-dimensional beingness, and they're tapping into other aspects of their mind, their body, and their spirit, and they're not just staying in the senses aspect of things. So it's very, very important that we recognize that our five senses is not the only way to sense reality. And actually it's a way to not sense reality if we're only operating on such a minute scope of beingness. And it's not even a beingness, it's more of a doingness, if all we can think of in terms of our physical, the touch, the smell, all the typical five senses, and know that you do have a sixth, a seventh, and an eighth and beyond sense. But you won't know that until you tap in. So still your mind, meditate, breathe, and start paying attention to the magic that's in the world. Yes, we talked about love and support is available everywhere. And yes, allow the magic to unfold. And you won't experience magic, for one, if you don't believe in magic. That's one. And again, if you don't allow it to unfold, meaning expect the miracles, expect the universe to work for you. Ask for help in the higher realms. Ask for God, whoever, to provide a miracle, some magic for you. And sure enough, it's going to happen. Pay attention to the divine synchronicities in life. I'm telling you, magic is everywhere. All you have to do is see deeper than what your eyes can see, and feel it, and be silent, and be still, be in stillness, and not only literally but figuratively and metaphorically as well. Like, still your spirit, so that way you can tap into the magic that life has to offer. So that is the dragonfly spirit, and I think that's so great. Also, just in these energies that we're in, I think this really ties into the Lion Gate, because again, the magic of the lions, the magic of how if we use these energies and we go past the illusion that there aren't outside energies and forces and multidimensional beings and other galaxies helping Earth, and if we're able to, put the pieces of the puzzle together and recognize and pay attention to, again, the synchronicity that we do have that support system with the lion, the Syrian lion beings, is that is the magic. And get tapping out of the illusion that, we're here on this earth, we're doing it alone. We're not doing it alone. There are so many things that we cannot see because we don't allow ourselves to see, and we've been programmed not to see it. So just knowing that the truth of the matter is that we are supported, we are loved, and there are many, many different beings working on human beings' behalf, so that way we can grow and heal and love each other and go back into unity consciousness, which I'm so excited about. Hyro, turn that down, sweetie. Turn it down, baby. Sorry, he's has some, hold on, let me turn this down. Come here, baby. Let me turn it down. Let me see. Okay, bye. He left. Anyways, so moving on, we have the turtle spirit. This one is a big message that's been coming up for me all year. And one of the reasons why I have not been so active on social media is because I'm realizing I can take it slow. I've been moving really, really fast in life, and for the past couple years. And part of that is my Virgo South Node in my ego, which I'm definitely healing. And the ego sometimes means, well, it wants to protect us. It wants us to go the distance. It wants us to show up and show out, right? That's what the ego wants us to do. However, my spirit and soul wants me to show up and show out by showing myself and looking from the inside out, and really tapping deeper into my soul's truth. And I'm realizing that when you realize that there is no race, that's when you win the race. And a lot of times we don't understand that we're operating from a lot of subconscious programming, of comparing ourselves to others, of thinking that we're not exactly where we need to be. We should have had this by now. We should be here. We should be there. Whatever egoic mind games our minds make up. So it's just really important to just trust in divine timing of our lives, because there's a thing about what our ego thinks we should be doing in terms of the time, and there's a difference in terms of what our soul knows where we should be at. And I'll tell you this little secret: we're always exactly where we need to be. It doesn't matter, again, if you're in a turbulent, tumultuous situation, or if you're in a love and light situation, you're exactly where you need to be, all of us, because all of us have different souls journeys, and all of us have different experiences that we need to go through to master our soul's lessons and to ascend this lifetime. So I'm so grateful that I have been taking heed with this message and not overdoing it, not overthinking it. It's been a constant practice, and it still is a constant practice, because my anxiety, I do suffer. I don't want to say I suffer from anxiety, because I want to be impeccable with my words. I am healing from my anxiety issues that are tied into my lineage, my epigenetics, my family, and recognizing that I don't have to do it all. I can still be momentous, I can still be productive, but in a way that's more graceful. It's not hasteful. It's not giving me anxiety. It's not giving me more anxiety, I should say. It's not causing more suffering. It's allowing me to have compassion and just more peace of mind, peace of spirit. And I love that. So that's something we can learn in this day and age, because I also feel too, with time speeding up, or time perceivably speeding up, a lot of us in the spiritual community are very aware of this. And I know the personal reason as to why time seems to be perceived to be speeding up is because we are all being called to really use our time wisely, for one, not race against time. And that's the egoic trap, is that a lot of us are racing against time, and we think we have something to prove and something to be, and right here, right now, I'm trying to be somebody. Newsflash, you are somebody. You don't gotta try to be anybody. Just be yourself and know that you are somebody, whether you're in a restful state, whether you are so-called productive, whether you are sleeping, whether you are taking action, whether you're creating, whether you're just sitting there looking at a tree, whether you're sitting there looking at a wall. You're worthy. You are somebody either way. And stop racing against time. I'm looking at notes, so I'm just kind of intertwining the notes as I go along. Stop racing against time and use your time wisely. And focus on the now. That's what it is. There's a power of now. The magic is in the now. And we can't experience the magic in the past. We can't experience the miracles in the future. You came here to smack? Oh, I cannot stand smacking. My son came here just tearing up some food. Like, go on somewhere. Anyways, I love my son, but I cannot stand that smacking. It is so annoying. But anyways, also get out of the egoic trap to race against time as if time is running out. That's, again, huge. Time will never run out. Infinite time existed before you were here. Infinite time will exist when you're not here. And I'm talking about in the physical. Get out of that egoic trap. Again, you're exactly, allow the magic, and this ties into the dragonfly spirit, allow the magic to unfold for you. And know that we're exactly where we need to be. Like I said, I have to really, I don't want to drill it in your head, but get that embedded into your DNA. It's like, you're exactly where you need to be. That gives you such a breath of fresh air to know that you do not have to be anywhere else, or try to be anywhere else, or force your way out of the situation. And that's really what this turtle spirit is all about. Stop forcing, stop rushing, stop trying too hard, stop trying to compete with others. A lot of that is an egoic trap. And when we don't know how to stop and smell the roses, and even just stop and rest and even take action from a place that, again, is not rushed and it's not focused on time. I mean, we really need to create those spaces for ourselves. And that's why so many people feel out of balance, is because we are on man-made time and we are not on divine time. And there's a big difference. So check yourself before you wreck yourself with turtle spirit. And stop doing so much. We got to learn to be, just think of doing is driven by the ego, and when you're in a state of being, that's driven by the spirit. And again, because we're being does not mean that you're not taking action. It doesn't mean that you're not productive. It doesn't mean that you're not moving forward in life. It's just that when you're not in a state of doing so much, that's why you hear people saying stop. Nobody ever says stop being so much. They always say stop doing too much. People say stop doing because a lot of people are going above and beyond to do things to, again, fulfill their ego and not their soul. And that's why they always end up feeling empty-handed. And that's why they always feel like they're like it's never enough. It's a bottomless pit when you are constantly driven by the ego and you just don't know how to just be in a state of grace and divine flow and being, rest when you need to, move when you need to. But it's, again, it's from a different place. It's completely from the soul. It's not from like, oh, I need to do this. We don't need to do anything. None of us need to do anything. A lot of us just need to be in a state of peace. And that's it. And whatever that looks like. So let's move on. Oh my goodness. This one right here is powerful. Sekhmet. She is the red lady. And she says, I'm pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. This is very huge because we have a lot to be angry about in this world. A lot of people are tired. A lot of people are very angry. They're tired of all these pandemics. Yes, I said it, the pandemics. People are tired of working 9 to 5s or 8 to 4s or 12 to 12, whatever it is. People are tired of working for these corporations, not being appreciated. People are tired of fake friends, fake family members. People are tired of their own fake shit. We angry, okay? It's an angry society. Look inside Cairo, the cabinet. Look in the cabinet underneath there. But yeah, people are very upset and they're angry, and rightfully so, and I get it. But Sekhmet is here to tell us that it's okay. You can have that sacred rage, you can have that sacred anger, that righteous anger. Just don't project it onto other people. Don't be passive with your anger either. Be direct. Let people know how you feel. Speak up for yourself. Speak your truth. But again, don't attack people. Attack the issue. And just be from your heart. And the more we speak from our heart, and sometimes this is really hard for us to do when we're extremely emotional. And that's why it's important to breathe through your anger and to know that your anger is valid. And to know you have a right also to be angry. Otherwise, human beings wouldn't have this emotion of anger. It's perfectly fine to be angry, but how do you channel that anger? Righteous anger, it seeks justice. It seeks balance. It seeks peace. It seeks fairness and love for all, actually. And so that's the good beauty of righteous anger. It's not driven by the ego. It's driven by the heart and the soul. So Sekhmet's here to tell us to honor your anger. If you're angry about something, speak truth to power. And again, it's not to force anything. You can't force nothing on nobody. All you can do is speak your truth, and that alone can shift the situation itself. Speak your truth, be your truth, live your truth, and have those healthy boundaries. And to be honest, you don't even have to really create boundaries if you're in your truth. They kind of just create themselves, because you got to teach people how to respect you, and if they don't respect you, it's very simple. You're out of my life. It's very much that simple. And sometimes it's not that black and white. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I'll make a mental note of your character and your energy, and it doesn't sit well with my spirit, and I'm going to know where to keep you. And maybe that may turn into you falling out my life. maybe that may be a temporary thing where we don't talk or you do your own thing. At the end of the day, it's all love. It's not from ego. You have to make sure that your soul is at peace at all times. And the only one who can do that for us is ourselves. So Sekhmet is that energy of turning anger into conscious action and passion. It's just like, let's say someone had a child and their child was abused at school. Of course, they're going to be angry. You have a right to be. You're not going to come in there all peace and love and be ready to kiss somebody's ass. You probably want to kick some ass, understandably so. However, we're not going to do that. The only time we kick some ass is in self-defense. And if you're spiritually, very spiritually aligned and on a high vibration, that's not even your reality, but that's a story for another day. But you just take loving action from that sacred rage and that righteous anger. And that loving action is for the good of all. Again, it's not just for me, myself, and I. It's for the good of all. And protecting yourself, it's your right. And like I said, the only time righteous anger should ever turn into something physical is in a self-defense situation or protecting someone else. However, when we are, the higher and higher we get in the spiritual realms, spirit is very, very clear with me on this, the less and less we will have those physical encounters and interactions where it turns into something violent, or we have to even see someone else going through something very violent and painful, unless of course it's something our soul, it's all something our soul needs to go through and learn. But I just feel like the more and more we learn and grow, the less and less we will see the physical altercations and fighting. It's just so unnecessary, and it's not even an energetic match for the higher realms, which in the higher dimensions, which I'm going to be at, okay, which I am at, okay, 5D baby. And again, for those of you who don't know what 5D is, you may hear that term floating around in the spiritual communities. All it means is a dimension out of this matrix. The matrix is a real thing. We are living in a simulation, an illusion. That goes back to the dragonfly spirit. However, when you are able to tap and realize that you have power and dominion over your reality and over your emotions, over everything, and not dominion from a way of like, I am controlling people, I am in a hierarchy, I'm over you. No, dominion over yourself and your experience. Then you start to realize like, wow, I really do create my reality. And I realize that, and I experience that every single day of my life, especially when I'm in my heart space. So that is that Sekhmet energy. So have that righteous anger, cover yourself in love and light. You have that ability to protect yourself. If something doesn't resonate with you, let it not resonate. If something is not an energetic match for you, yes, make sure that you, and if something is fear-based as well too, we have the right to have that righteous anger about that and declare that, no forms of fear or pain can exist in my reality. And that's one of the reasons why I've been protected in these pandemics. As much traveling as I've done, as much community work as I've done, it's not that I'm better than anyone. It's just that I know my power, and I know that I am able to spiritually cover myself through different spiritual healing modalities, through different techniques that I would be glad to show you all. And I've also learned from other amazing pioneers in the spiritual community that feel right to my soul and my heart and space. And so that's what I've been doing to cover myself. And again, does it make me better? That's your ego if you're thinking that. And I have to mention that because a lot of people think like, oh, she thinks she can't get sick, or wait till it happens to her. No, baby girl, wait till it happens to you, or baby boy, because it ain't happening to me. I promise you that. And I say that with all humility and love in my heart, because I have done the work and I'm still doing the work, and I know my power. That is that lion energy. The lion is, I know who I am. I know my power. I know the magic, and I know the miracles, and I know the possibilities are limitless when I'm in my truth. So yeah, the toxicities, none of that's in my reality, and I declare that. And if something came in my reality that was not in alignment, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to go through, I want to be clear on this, doesn't mean I'm not going to go through obstacles, doesn't mean I'm not going to go through certain levels of hardships, but they're not going to be in the same way they were. These are things that are going to be easily overcome. It's just opportunities for my soul to quantum leap again and again and again, so that I can get onto higher timelines, because I have that capability. We all do. But if you don't believe you do, and you don't believe in higher divine source, and a lot of y'all are, fresh out of religion or still in religion, and if you really believe in your God, they talk to you. They say, most religions say to have faith in the Lord, not faith in man or faith in humanity. So if you really have faith and you're as religious as you say you are, and especially in the spiritual community, you should really not be calling yourself spiritual unless you are exercising your divine power and your divine authority and your divine right, to create your reality and to rebuke and to banish and diminish anything that does not serve you. So that is the Sekhmet energy, which I love. This is a little chunky baby. He just wants to eat all day, Lord. You want some more hummus? He loves this hummus. This hummus brand is really good. It's from Costco. All right, let's move on. Be careful, sweetie. Be careful. All right, let's move on, because I'm about to have some righteous anger if he spills this hummus all over my car. Get it together. Bye, Cairo. I love you. Give me a kiss. Okay, just kiss. Like this. Okay, bye. I just realized he had hummus all over his face, so I'm like, never mind. I don't want a physical kiss. I love my baby. He's so funny. But anyways, Lalita. Oh my God. And I have to tell you all something. So I shuffled the cards for the collective, and these two cards flew out. Kid you not. These are the cards, exact cards out of I think there's 44 cards in the deck of the Divine Feminine deck. And these are the exact same cards I pulled for myself that also came up for the collective today, which is crazy, which is so crazy. But again, Spirit, I'm not going to say Spirit never surprises me, because Spirit always surprises me, but the synchronicities are not a game. It's not a joke. I pay very close attention to it. So I love that magic. So anyways, moving on to Lalita. Lalita is the red goddess, another red goddess. And playfulness is a spiritual power. I love that. Laughter leads me back to the light. And this is huge. This is total lioness energy. Lion, again, rules the heart. And lion, Leo energy, loves to play. It loves excitement. It has a very inner child essence to it. So play is a spiritual practice. It is a spiritual power. And a lot of us, we're taking life too dang on serious. And it's making us sick, and it's killing us. It's killing our spirit. It's killing our emotions. It's getting us out of balance. It's getting us out of whack. So it's really, really important to go back to play. And so play activates the inner child in you, and it heals him or her that's in you. And your inner child is those wounded parts of yourself that when you were a child, were suppressed, those parts that were overlooked, those parts that were not validated, those parts that were not appreciated. We can go on and on about the inner child. So when you play, you activate the inner child. Because if you think about play too, when you're in that sense of play, it's like everything else disappears, like worries, fear. You just really tap into the lightness and the excitement of life. And I want to say that also it is our divine right to play. It is your birthright. It is not only your birthright, it is essential and necessary to experience a beautiful life here on this earth, is to have some play to yourself. So important for your soul's growth to play. Learning to live lightly, which I just talked about, and not have such a tight grip on life. Because as adults, we tend to adopt that mindset. Again, it's a program of the Matrix. It's to pay taxes, go to work hard. They teach you just da. And what has it done to most adults? It's made them very rigid. It's made them very cranky, angry, made them also kind of lifeless. If you think about it, a lot of adults seem very lifeless, and God bless just everyone and our beautiful, sweet children, because a lot of people are programming our beautiful, innocent children to be lifeless and dormant and not have that playful. We just teach kids so much to not be silly and to not play and to not have fun and to not be excited. And I'm telling you, that's a no-go. It is a no-go. So yeah, learn to live light, learn to play, It's so funny too, because I wrote this down, people having such a tight grip on life. You hear the saying, get a grip. And the meaning of that saying is supposed to be like, get a grip, like chill out. But why are we saying get a grip? We should be telling them to get a loose grip, So instead of saying get a grip, be careful about the word you speak, get a loose grip, or it should be saying get rid of the grip, because the grip is what's keeping you so tense and so tight and so rigid and so stuck in your ways, where you're not able to like loosen up and live light and to again let the magic of the universe unfold. Let yourself laugh, have fun, be silly, play with children, channel your inner child. And my beautiful son, teaches me that so much, is to not be so serious. He snaps me out of that all the time, because a lot of times, again, me being a Virgo South Node, we seek perfection. We want things to be like this, that, and the third. And I can be very like this. Once I get into like a work state or a workflow, I'm just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't want to play. I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want nobody messing with me. And my son really teaches me like, that's not life. Okay. That's unrealistic. You're doing too much. You're becoming robotic. Loosen up, become humane again, take a moment to be silly. So we have those moments of being silly, and I love it. I'm so grateful for my son. He's teaching me so much, and I'm grateful for that. So grateful. And I want to say also that the path to true abundance requires, and I did say require earlier, but I want to emphasize this again. True abundance requires joy and play to lighten the process and the load of doing your healing work, of doing your soul's purpose work. Whatever it is, it requires joy and play. We cannot be just so serious the whole way, like it doesn't even make sense. It's about balance in life, and you can still be momentous and still be productive and play. It's like, actually, that may accelerate some of the what am I trying to say, the fruits of your labor, by having joy and also feel better about it. Healing and ascension does not have to be struggle and hardship. Work smarter, not harder. So that's really, really important. And again, in this life, we have to have that childlike essence. We have to have that childlike just ways of being. We really do, because you know what? That is what really connects us as human beings, is when we can play and we can like learn to like not, to look past all of the BS that keeps us separated and things we hold grudges about and we make a big deal about. It really brings us together. And that's really important in this day and age, is that, and unfortunately too, I have to say this, with a lot of people are passing away and a lot of people are exiting this world. It just wasn't their time, and all is in divine alignment. However, it still hurts a lot of people, and a lot of people are feeling very remorseful and guilty about loved ones that passed away, and maybe they were carrying grudges, or maybe they were, scared to come around them. And that's why it's important for us to share those laughs and to share that excitement of life, because what is life without that? And then if someone passes away, God forbid you or someone else, imagine how it feels like if there wasn't that connection of like play and excitement and just enjoying life, right? So it's important. I want to say thank you all so much for this reading. I know this was longer. It's just like, I don't want to say it's impossible, because it's not about being impossible, but when I have something to say, time just seems to like, I go deep and time seems to just like fly by. But again, that's an egoic mind trip, is keeping me focused on the time. So I'm very well aware of self. So it is what it is. I'm happy I could be here, and I'm happy I could serve, even if it's one person, two people, it doesn't matter. I'm happy that I can be a light to all of you, and to give you some divine wisdom that is on my heart, and divine wisdom from the higher realms. the divine feminine energies and the animal spirit energies. So powerful. So in a nutshell, just to recap, the dragonfly spirit, see past the illusion of this world. Know that you're protected. Know that you are safe. Know that you are loved. Know that there is unity and interconnectedness in all things, and let the magic unfold. The turtle spirit is slow and steady wins the race. Do not rush through life. Take your time. Take one step. All you have to do is take one step each and every day towards your dreams, your goals. You don't have to do it all in one day. Or like the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. When you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. All these different sayings. So just know that, give yourself grace and compassion. Use your time wisely. However, do not race with time. There is no race, and that's how you win. The next one more. Okay, baby, hold on one second. I'm almost done. The next one is honor your anger. Speak your truth. Do not hold your anger in no shape, fashion, or form, or with anyone. I don't care if you look at this person or any situation in high regards and you feel like, oh, if I say my truth, then I'm going to be disregarded, or I'm going to be, shunned, or I'm going to be outcasted. Well, guess what? If you're outcasted, that person wasn't meant for you, or that situation wasn't meant for you. That's great. As long as you know you were from the heart and you spoke from the heart, and it was righteous anger, and you weren't projecting crap onto anybody, and you were being real, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. The spirit has your back. And so honor your anger and speak truth to power, and lead with love. And lastly, play. Have fun, live light, get excited about life, be silly, tap into the inner child. And that is all the energies you need to carry you through this Lion's Gate and to anchor in your abundance. I'm sending you all so much love. Check me out on my website. I have services there. I do tarot and oracle card readings. If you have anything specific or anything you need clarity on, I'm so happy to help. I have some more amazing goodies coming up at the end of this year and next year as well, so stay tuned for that. And I also have mentorship programs as well on my channel to help you love yourself in a nutshell, to help you to live a more holistic, nourished life, to help you let go of your ego, so that way you can get out of your own way and realize there is no enemies or nothing outside of self that is keeping us from living our dream life. It all comes back to what's within. All right, sending you all so much love. I will check in later, and happy Lionsgate. Peace.